Hello, gamers. This is Joseph Kyle Rogan with Liminoid Games here. Thank you so much to everybody that shared kind words and positive feedback about Attack of the Pirates. It seems like people are really enjoying the game, and that means the world to us. And I've even started to see some awesome customizations starting to pop up. And if you haven't started with your own customizations, today I'm going to show you exactly how you can edit the sticker sheet files for Attack of the Pirates. So let's get started. Now, before you do anything, I do recommend that you download a couple free fonts. The first one is the Star Wars Arabesh, and right here, David Ochino Design has a free version of Arabesh that we used in our files, and so the subtitles for the location cards are written in this font, and if you download it, you'll be able to edit those very easily. And the other one is the Good Times font right here from Typodermic Fonts, and some of the tokens have this font included in them. So you'll want to make sure that you've got these two fonts downloaded before you open up your program. Now, the stickers were assembled in Adobe Illustrator. That's this program right here. Now, Adobe Illustrator is a wonderful professional level art design program that creates wonderful vector graphics. It can also be used for projects like this. If you don't have access to it, that's okay. I am going to show you how you can use a free open source program called Inkspace to do the same basic thing. Now, I've taken just a few of the assets and I put them into a single workspace here. So we're not going to be editing everything, but this should give you a pretty good idea of some of the things you can do with these files. Now, you're also going to want to either create or find some artwork. And my daughter, who did all of the layout and graphic design for this project, also created some really incredible illustrations based on the Onaka gang. And so here are those illustrations. They're posted on her Kara page right here. And so I've downloaded some of these, and we're going to be inserting some of these illustrations into the generic illustrations that are included with the game. Okay, so the first thing, when you open up the PDF file in Adobe Illustrator, you're going to want to open up the layers window right here. And you can see that every card and every token has its own layer. So I've got 3 cards and a token right here. And so this first layer right here is this first action card. It's the pirate mascot card with the mission right there. And you can see it's broken apart into a bunch of different assets right here. Now, the thing that we're going to want to get rid of first is this illustration of the parrot. That is this top layer right here. It is an icon. It's an SVG file. So it's actually a group of SVG paths right there, and it's all grouped together. So we're going to highlight that, and we're just going to hit delete and make that disappear. And then we're going to edit the text. Now, the illustration is going to go on top of the text, so I recommend editing the text first. Now, of course, this is inspired by the Onaka gang, so I'm going to zoom in here, and instead of calling this the pirate mascot, I'm going to use the character name Pilf Mukmuk, which is the name of one of the 2 Kowakian lizard monkeys that hangs out with Hondo and the Onaka gang. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight the text right here, and I'm going to replace the word pirate mascot with Pilf Mukmuk. There we go. And I'm also going to change the name of this ability right here. And we used several quotes from Hondo Onaka as the inspiration for these. So for this Pilf Mukmuk card, we were inspired by Hondo's quote, "Are these what you were looking for, Jedi?" From that wonderful moment where Pilf Mukmuk has stolen the lightsabers away from Count Dooku. So that's actually what I'm going to use. I'm going to change the name of the ability to that Hondo Onaka quote right there. And of course, I'm going to match the other Star Wars Rivals cards. I'm going to do the entire thing fully capitalized. So are these what you were looking for, comma, and then I'm going to hit enter, go down to the next line, and hit Jedi. There we go. So I've got the ability name. All right, I don't need to change anything here, but I am also going to change the name of the Pirate King character right here because in my version, I am inspired by Hondo Onaka, so I'm going to change that to Hondo Onaka. There we go. And if you need to, if when you change the names around, it adjusts how much text is down here, you can also move around the little influence loss token pretty easily. You just find that in the layers, you highlight that, and then you can move that around to wherever that needs to be. Those influence loss icons there are their own separate layer. Okay, now, so I've taken care of all the text. Now I can simply insert the illustration that was created for this. So I'm going to go up here, I'm going to go to place, and I'm going to find that illustration. It's here in my assets folder. And here we go, Pilf Muck Muck right there. And my daughter was so kind when she made these. She made them, oops, I did it again. I created that stupid type again. Let's see if I can get rid of that. There we go. Need to make sure the correct selection tool is highlighted. So my daughter made these so that they were the exact same dimensions as the card. So I can literally just lay it down right on top of it. And there we go. Pilf Muck Muck has been added to that card. Now let's move on to the next one. The next one is the front side of the character card. This one is a little more tricky because, as you can see, we've got the background behind the pirate illustration, and this time the text boxes are on top of the illustration. So that's layer 2 right here. And you can see the group is down here. This is a group of, again, it's SVG paths to create that icon. I'm going to highlight that. Going to delete it, and now when I add in the illustration, I want it to go right there underneath the other stuff. So I'm going to add in that illustration right now. Go up to place, and right here is the Hondo character card front. Place it right there, and just line up. I'm going to use Pilf's hair in the upper left-hand corner to get that to line up. There we go. Now it's on top, so I just need to go over here to the layers, and I just need to drag it down underneath. And there we go. Now I've got the text on top, and I can edit the text. I'm not going to change scoundrel, not going to change that number. Those numbers, by the way, are not fonts. They're actually SVG SVG files there in the font. So I'm going to click on text right there, and I'm going to change this from Pirate King and Pirate Mascot to Hondo Onaka and Pilf Muck Muck. There we go. So now I've got my character card all finished. Easy peasy. Okay, now I'm going to go down here to the location. This one's a little weird here. So we've got, of course, this group right here in this second layer. That is that pirate ship. I can delete that. Now underneath it is also this gray rectangle, because this outer part is just a transparent frame. So if you're going to fill the card with artwork, you don't need to have that in there. I put it in there just to give some backing to the icon. But we're actually going to include some artwork right there that fills up this entire frame. And just like with the character card, it's going to go underneath all of this text. So we're going to place this. And for this one, Patience made this awesome image of the Crucible being hijacked by Hondo Onaka's ship. And I'm just going to drag that layer down here, right underneath the frame. And I can adjust it and move it around if I want, but that looks pretty well centered. Oops, wrong one there. Oh, if you're having trouble selecting things, you can also just lock everything that is sitting above it. There we go. And now you should be able to move that artwork around fairly easily. There we go. That looks great right there. Okay, now I need to change the text. So once again, I can show you the quote that inspired this artwork. The quote was, as my sweet mother always said, son, if one hostage is good, two are better. 3, well, that's good business. Now I know that quote is not from the episode in which the Crucible was hijacked. I know that is from when Anakin and Obi-Wan and Count Dooku were all captured and taken hostage, but they take hostages in this episode as well. They take children as hostages in this episode, so it still was inspiring for this moment, even though I know it's not from that episode of Clone Wars. Okay, so I'm just going to take that, and that is going to become the flavor text for this. Oops. It's going to become the flavor text for this ability. So I'm going to highlight this here, and let's paste that in there, and let's find a good line break. There we go. As my sweet mother always said, son, if one hostage is good, two are better. And 3, well, that's good business. Now I'm also going to change the words pirate grunts to Weequay pirates right there. And I'm going to change the name of the location from hijacked transport to hijacked crucible. And that means I also should change the Arabesh subtitle right there. I'm going to change that word to the Arabesh version of crucible. Did I spell that right? Let's try that again. Crucible. There we go. So now that says hijacked crucible in Arabesh right there. That's the location card. Okay, so that moves us to the very last thing, which is one of the tokens. This is the Pirate King and Pirate Mascot token. And so here are the layers for this one. Now, right here, this little pirate flag, that's this layer right here. I'm going to delete that. And what I have instead is I have a little SVG file of the Onaka Gang, logo. There it is. And we can place that. That's obviously huge, so we're going to make that much smaller. There we go. And put that right in there. There we go. So there is the Onaka Gang symbol right there. I'm going to change the words Pirate King to Hondo Onaka. And I'm going to change Pirate Mascot to Pilf Muck Muck. And there you have it. So that's basically all there is to it. So you just find and create the artwork that you want to add. You go in, you find the layers that contain the generic elements, you erase those layers, you alter the text, make sure you've got the right fonts. Super easy. Now these are ready to print up and to cut out, and we'll be doing that in another video. First, let me show you another program. So if you don't have access to Adobe, the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite or Adobe Illustrator, I understand it is pretty expensive. I get it for free because here in Utah, every educator and every high school student has a free Adobe Creative Cloud account. That might be true in your state as well, so you should look into it if you've got high school kids or if you work in the public school system. But there's a free version called Inkspace, and it basically does the exact same thing. So I've got my layers right over here. The only weird thing here is that the paths are not grouped up since I didn't create it in this program. So you need to do a little bit of extra work to make sure you can find what the paths are. So here, everything here that says path, right here, these are the parrot right there. So if I delete those, then the parrot disappears, and then I can replace the parrot with the object that I want in that layer. So that's about it. So please, as you make your own customizations, send me pictures, send me descriptions. I would love to feature it on liminoidgames.com. Just send it to liminoidgames@gmail.com and put Attack of the Pirates Custom in the subject line. And next time I'll be showing you how to print these out, cut them up, and apply them to the cards. We'll also be doing some videos about how to play both the solo and the co-op mode of the game. So until next time, I'm Joseph Kyle Rogan with Liminoid Games signing off. See you next time, gamers.